Hey everybody, my name's Byron. I'm an instructor at the Crescent School of Gaming and Bartending in Las Vegas, and today we're going to talk about how to deal the outside bets in roulette. Now before we get started with this video, you first want to understand the proper way to call and mark the number. If you don't know, you guys can take a look at this video right over here, which is the previous video that we made before posting this one. So go ahead and check that out and then come back over here. So the first thing we want to talk about when we're talking about the outside bets is the hand territories. We are looking at the line that is between the black and red outside bet. Right between those two, that line that essentially cuts the table in half, any bet that is located to the dealer's left of that line will be a left-hand territory bet. Any bet that is located to the right of that line will be the dealer's right-hand territory. So the right hand will deal with those bets and the left hand will deal with those bets. The reason why this is important is we don't want to use our right hand to pick up a bet that's located on the left side, because then we're turning our back on our house value checks. And we don't want to use our left hand to grab bets that are on the right side, because then we're turning our back on this side of the table. And if, let's say, 36 happened to be the winning number, then someone could add money to the bet, they could add money to their call-in bet, and so on. We have to keep the entire table in full view at all times. Now, with one exception, the bet that is located on second dozen is the only bet that you should be able to use either hand in order to take it or pay it. So with that in mind, let's get started on the order in which we're going to take and pay these bets. Now, before we end up spinning the ball and actually going through the entire procedure, let's go through this slowly so you can see the order, and then we'll actually put everything all together. So let's just say we happen to hit number 8 in this example. So the first thing we're going to go to is the columns, starting with the column that's closest to the dealer. The reason why is that the column bets are the farthest bets from the wheel, and in any roulette game, we are typically going to deal with the bets farthest from the wheel first, or the bets that are closest to the player first. The reason why is if anyone's going to cheat, it's usually going to be one of those bets, so we want to address those first. So starting here, closest to the dealer, 1, 2, 3, we're going to end up taking the losing bets with our left hand on a right hand wheel, first going from dealer to player. Obviously, this one in the middle is going to win because number 8 hit. So we're going to grab this one, and then from here, we can choose to get rid of it. This area over here is our mucking area, or this is the area that we're going to put all of the dirty money. So any losing bets, that's their home. You don't have to be really nice and gentle about it. You can throw it, make a mess, totally up to you. That's totally fine. We're going to start over here at 19 to 36. Then we're going to go to odd, and then we're going to go to third dozen. When it comes to those three, we're going in like a number 7 order. So if you were to draw number 7 starting at 19 to 36, it would be here, there, there. That's the order that we're going to take the bets. We're also going to pay those bets in that order as well. But we're going to take all losing bets first. So 19 to 36 will lose. Odd is going to lose because number 8 is an even number. And third dozen is going to lose. We can take all of that by stacking it on top of each other with our left hand. And then from here, we'll pass it off to our right and we'll put it over in our discard area. Now keep in mind that when it comes to this discard area, we do not need to walk all the way here in order to drop that off. We do not need to organize the colors right now. We can do that at the end of the spin. You can keep your body here and just extend your arm. The other thing is this game is really big about game protection. So when I go to throw this away, I do not want to look away from the table in order to put that over there. That gives someone an opportunity to cheat. So keep your eyes on your table, extend your hand, and then continue. That is going to be the proper game protection. Let's move on to the next section. We're going to go black, then red, then second dozen, just like a number 7, like I was saying before. So black will be left-hand territory, red will be right-hand territory, and second dozen is either hand. So 8 is black, so we're not going to touch that one. We're going to go right hand, we're going to grab red, then second dozen, and we can choose to continue collecting the losing bets if we needed to, or we can choose to discard it. It's up to you, depending on the number. Even will win, 1 to 18 will win, and first dozen will win. If any of these bets lost, we would still take it, but with our right hand in that same order of 7, from even, 1 to 18, and then first dozen. Now that we have all of the winning bets currently here, we're going to go through and we're going to pay these bets in the proper order, the same order that I discussed before. But there are some casinos that'll do it in a different order. Some of them will do V, 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 such as going from 19 to 36, third dozen, and odd. Then black, second dozen, red, even, first dozen, and 1 to 18. Totally fine. Every casino has their own rules and their procedures. Just follow whatever your procedure for your house is. Another option that you might see is going 1, 2, 3 for the columns, and then doing all of the even money bets from 19 to 36 straight across to 1 to 18, and then coming back around and doing third dozen, second dozen, and then first dozen. Like I said, every casino is different. We end up teaching the 7-7-7. It seems to be the most common option that we've come across here, but all versions are correct. It just depends on where you work. Now I'm going to go through and pay these bets. Now when I go to pay them, I'm going to pay them in the exact same order that I took them, in the order of 1, 2, 3, 7, 7, 7. The first color I need to pay is pink. The next color I need to pay is orange. I am not going to look at my colors in order to grab those. I keep my eyes on the table, keep your hands over the table, and you're going to back up until you're able to see the color that you need and you can see the table at the same time. So if anyone wants to take advantage of cheating, we can catch it. So since I know I'm going to pay pink then orange, I have pink in my left hand, orange in my right hand. I'm going to pay 2 to 1 down here for the pink. And I cannot use my right hand to pay orange because that is located in a left-hand territory. So I need to switch the colors. When I switch, we do not cross. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put one close, hop over, and grab. That's how we're going to switch. I don't need this pink anymore, so I'll discard it. I'm going to pay my orange with my left hand, switch hands, and put this here. I still have 2 other oranges I'm going to pay, but I need to pay in the proper order. Just because I still have orange doesn't mean I'm going to skip the yellow. I'm supposed to pay in the order of 7. Yellow first, then 1 to 18, and then first dozen. So because I know I'm going to come back for this orange, I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to pick up the yellow that I need while still keeping an eye on my table, pay my yellow, and then pay my orange. Once I'm done paying everybody, I am going to unmark and go into recovery like we discussed in the first video. Push the wheel, place your bets, and now I can break eye contact with my table and start cleaning up my mess over here. Now, something to keep in mind when you guys are paying the outside bets, specifically the columns and dozens, is when we're paying, we do not want to pay into the numbers. We want to keep our payments out of the numbers for columns and dozens and even money bets. So now I'm going to reset this, and then I'm going to go through the same deal, just a little bit faster.
All right, you guys, let's show you how to actually do it, but from a dealer's perspective. So first off, we just make sure that all the betting slows down. Obviously here we have all the bets already placed. Now we are going to only focus on the outside bets. We'll talk about the inside bets in the next lesson. So we're going to spin the ball. Immediately look at the table. We're going to wave off when there's about 2 to 3 spins remaining. We're going to keep our hands over the table and back up. We don't move from this position until we know what the number is. And once we identify the number, we're going to walk forward and we're going to call the number, the color, and if it's even or odd. So in this case, we have 16, red, even. I'm going to grab the marker, palm up. Now, if it's 0 to 18, I'm just going to mark it with my right hand. If it was any number after that, I would drop the marker off here, and then I would switch hands and then mark that number. So now, let's move on. 1, 2, 3. In this direction, and in that order, we're going to take the losing bets with our left hand. Those 2 lose, so we will discard it. Next, I'm going to go to 19 to 36, then odd, then third dozen, like the order of 7, right? So 19 to 36 loses, odd loses, and third dozen loses. So let's get rid of that. Next, black loses. Now I'm in the right-hand territory. The red will win and the second dozen will win. Even will also win, 1 to 18 will win, and first dozen will lose because it's located in the second dozen. Now I'm going to pay in the same order that I took those bets, but I will not break eye contact with my table and look at my colors because then I can't see if someone's cheating. So keep an eye on your table, go ahead and back up, We're going to grab blue as my first color I'm going to pay, and then I'm going to pay yellow afterwards. The next color after that is orange. So what I'll do is I'll grab blue. I'll grab orange since yellow's up here. I'm going to stage my orange right about there, grab my yellow, and I was able to do all of this while still keeping an eye on my table because this is where all the cheaters are located. Then I'm going to go pay my blue, 2 to 1. Right hand territory, pay my yellow, even money. Now I'm here to grab my orange that I staged so I don't have to make a second trip. Go ahead and pay that 2 to 1. I can use the yellow that's still sitting over here to pay the remaining yellow, and I can use the remaining blue that's over here to pay the last blue one. All right hand territory. Now that I'm done, I'm going to unmark the number, the reverse of how I got it there, push the wheel, place your bets, and then I'm going to clean up the mess that I made. And that is how you guys deal the outside bets in roulette.
I'd like to give a special thanks to those that supported us on Buy Me a Coffee, both Brett Zaccarillo and someone who named themselves Someone, which is great. I love that. I'll post it on the screen. That's literally what they called themselves. Buy Me a Coffee is where you guys could literally just buy us a coffee. We do not get paid for making any of these videos, or at least not yet. We are making it completely free for you guys to have access to hone your craft or learn some new aspects of a game that you don't already know. If you are interested in contributing, go ahead and look at the link in the description, click on Buy Me a Coffee, and you guys can literally buy us a coffee, or we'll put those funds towards helping to improve the quality of our videos and continue making this free content for you. So thank you again to both of you guys. I really appreciate it. And now I also want to say, if you guys are interested in learning the next part of this playlist, the inside bets and how to deal it, go ahead and take a look at the next video right over here. And I want to say a big shout out to the Crescent School of Gaming and Bartending. It's where I learned how to deal. It's where Erika learned how to deal. It's a fantastic school with a lot of equipment, and I really appreciate that they're letting us use their equipment and film on the premises. Thank you to Crescent, and if you guys are interested in signing up for Crescent, there's a link in the description where you can request to be contacted by them, and if approved, you can get all of this for free. So go ahead and click that link. You might get all of this. And with that being said, go ahead and watch the next video in the playlist. I'll see you guys in the next one.